Welcome back team, how's it going? Today we're going to be covering a setup on Camille that I recently created that makes the vast majority of range top counter picks significantly easier. There are so many matchups on Camille where the grass page or concrete don't really feel that good. So for example, matchups like Jace or Cassiopeia, you can't proc grass very often, and concrete you don't really win the long trade that well either, at least not until level 9 Triforce, which is really late into the game. But with the electrocute rune page that I'm going to be teaching you today, your early game trading is so much more powerful, it's so much easier to gain early game advantages. So we're going to be breaking through a bunch of examples and going deep in detail of why it's so good on this champion if you use it in the right situation. So we'll start things off with the rune page, going through every rune one by one and the reasoning behind it. So with electrocute, the reason you take this over Halo Blades is not only does the auto attack reset with your Q take up some procs, so Halo Blades doesn't feel as good, but also you can take a shorter trade with electrocute. You can stack a Q off a minion, E auto Q, or even just EQW with W before, during your E, or after, it doesn't really matter, and click away with your passive maintained. This is really important. A lot of experienced Camille players know why. You want to end your trade while your passive is still going, so that even though they're CC'd from the E, by the time that drops off, if they're chasing after you, you still have your passive up. Any retrade they do onto you is not really going to do much damage to you. Where if you stick onto them, try to proc all of your Halo Blades, your passive drops off, the E crowd control expires, and they can retrade and the trade's not going to be as favorable for you. Now with Grizzly Mementos, the other two options are just terrible. That's pretty much the only reason. And Ultimate Hunter, you can swap this out for Relentless. I would stick to Ultimate Hunter, as having more gank setup, having your ulti up more often does feel a little bit nicer, and you're already quite quick to get around the map anyway with your E. Now with the secondary, because you're only taking this into range matchups, you're taking Second Wind every game, and Shield Bash, there is no exception. Second Wind is just broken, especially if you're taking this into the matchups that we're going to be covering after this section, and Shield Bash of course really good on Camille. And with the 3 runes down below, just go double adaptive and health. Now, attack speed is good on Camille and you can take it, it's perfectly fine, especially for wave control, but the way your trade pattern goes with electrocute, nice short trades, just 3 hits, the double adaptive does feel a little bit better, especially for the first couple of trades in the lane. Moving on to the matchups, and as of right now, the matchups that I recommend you take electrocute into, in no particular order, are Jace, Vayne, Cassiopeia, Kennen, Aurora, Akshan, Varus, and Heimerdinger. The reasoning for that is these champions don't really have any sustain, so any type of high trade you get onto them, especially with Electric and Sun Impact, if you get an E trade onto them, the poke is really going to stick. The extra damage compared to having Grasp or Conqueror, the extra damage is going to be very small unless you can get an all-in somehow, which is in their control. The extra early game power from Electrocute is really going to stick onto them and make them more solo killable, more gankable, and you outscale a lot of these champions in side lane anyway, so you don't really need a better scaling rune. It's better to win your matchup into them and get your items faster, get a lead, then to default to scaling, as you can't really proc grasp into them very easily without your E. And one thing to keep in mind, E cooldown 16, electrocute 20, so you're pretty much only going to be trading off that timer anyway. Where grasp 4-second cooldown, you can only really get a grasp proc every time you have E, unless these players make a really big mistake. In that case, it doesn't really matter what you run. Now, Conqueror is better in a lot of these matchups later on, level 9 Triforce into Jace, it does feel quite good, but that's like 12-13 minutes into the game, even more so if you get behind. So in that situation is better. I would recommend electrocute, playing for early game advantages, great trades, and your gank setup's going to be a lot easier as well if your opponent is lower, so it makes the early game into these really brutal lanes significantly easier. And just to give a couple of examples of champions I don't have on this list and why, Vladimir. The reason I don't like electrocuting to him, he just has way too much sustain, where Jace and Cassiopeia, their sustain is so small, any poke really sticks onto them, where Vlad is just going to heal it back off the wave, also you can W your E anyway, really hard to proc it, so Conqueror does feel a little bit better to force extended trades into him, or even grasp for sustain. Another one is Teemo, that's just because he can buffer his blind through your E, so it's really hard to proc electrocute without being able to auto attack him, so in that situation that's why electrocute doesn't really feel that good into those two champions, and others that I haven't really mentioned. Now, we're going to be going through why exactly it's good all of a sudden, and then diving into some examples. So the main reasons for it are there are a lot of matchups where Conqueror and Grasp just feel completely terrible in. In that situation, you used to take Fleet of Footwork with Absorb Life and get through the hard early lanes, but Fleet got nerfed way too much because of 80 carry mid laners abusing it, so you can't really run that anymore. It feels like you don't have a rune at all, and in those matchups, Conqueror feels good later on, level 9 Triforce, and even in some of them 2 items, but that makes your early game very weak, and Grasp you can't really proc it without utilizing your E anyway, so with your E cooldown being 16 seconds and Electrocute being 20, it kind of syncs up together as long as you wait that 3-4 seconds for Electrocute, and proccing Grasp every time you have E, it's just not as much damage as Electrocute, so the early game sticking power is significantly higher. Now Electrocute was also buffed, which is why I tested it in the first place, and it feels so much better after the buff. I didn't test it beforehand, of course, but it definitely is noticeable how much early damage is in this rune. So Electrocute got buffed for the mid and jungle players. We're going to take it so that we can beat up these ranged top laners. Now, of course, as well, the ability to have sudden impact. One thing to keep in mind, a little warning, sudden impact is a little bit bugged. Sometimes it just doesn't work, which can be quite annoying, but Electrocute, sudden impact, shield bash, you're going to see it in the example. The trade is significantly higher than any other rune that you can take. One thing to keep in mind though is it doesn't scale as well as Grasp or Conqueror, but that doesn't matter. Camille scales really well with items, one of the best scaling tops in the game with items, so if you can snowball and get to those item spikes faster, it more than makes up for the lack of scaling of not having a better scaling rune. Moving on to our examples. Now in this game here, I'm playing on the Japan server and Challenger up against a Cassiopeia, so a pretty easy opponent. The server is not that strong. I do have some examples of a Korean solo queue after this, but I wanted to highlight what it looked like in this matchup, where my other examples are up against Jace, who is a little bit of a stronger champ. We can see level 1 straight away, how much meaningful damage Shield Bash, Sudden Impact, and Electrocute can do with a E-Start trade level 1. Now we can see I'm just chilling, farming, waiting for my level 2, and even here I made a mistake. I was scared to take a tower shot, so I didn't Q, but it actually would have been worth it. E-Auto Q, take a tower shot, proc Electrocute would have been better, but you can see after the next trade coming up shortly, the matchup is completely over. The damage is noticeably higher than any other rune setup you can run, and the matchup is just completely done off of 2 Electrocute trades, 3 trades total, but you know we messed up one of them. You can see how much higher the damage actually is if you run this route page compared to taking Grasp or Conqueror. Another benefit as well, and we'll go back to the level 1 trade after the kill, another benefit is you don't have to stack Grasp on the wave. So you can take a trade straight away level 1 like this, without needing to stack Grasp, cheese from bushes, try to walk behind them level 1. You have quite a few options to get creative with it. Moving on to our second example, this game playing up against a Jace in Korean solo queue. At this point, this account was around 400 to 500 LP MMR, so a little bit of a better opponent to showcase this up against. So you can see taking the bush level 1, going for the E-Start cheese, and forcing a trade onto him. I actually made a mistake here and didn't proc my Electrocute, and my sudden impact bugged and didn't go off, so the trade wasn't quite as good. The reason I cancelled my auto, just something to keep out for. A warning, I switched from attack speed Camille, the attack speed rune, to double adaptive. You can see I'm hovering sudden impact, pretty annoyed it didn't pop off. It's just a bug you're going to have to deal with, but you'll see here why. Even with the bug, it's going to be worthwhile. So E, auto QQ, look at the damage there. 86 damage alone just from the rune page. Especially up against a ranged top laner like Jace, Cassiopeia that doesn't have sustain, that is significant damage. Imagine if I proc my Electrocute and Sudden Impact and bug on the first trade as well, he'd be completely out of the game. Why did I not go on this time? My passive and my Electrocute are on cooldown, which is another good thing about this setup. Your Electrocute and your passive kind of sync well together. Now you don't only have to hit your E for this trade, you can see QW, auto Q, able to proc the Electrocute as well, and now his matchup is already completely cooked. So I'll go for one more trade just to showcase it here. He's low HP, W to slow him so that I can hit my E, ease me away, so I just E off this wall, E flash. He doesn't quite die, cookies are a little bit too OP, just out of range, but if my Sudden Impact and I proc my Electrocute level 1, you can see he definitely would have, so definitely a great showcase of this setup. Now, the next example I'm going to show you is the same matchup, but more of a live game that I just played on stream, just to so you can see how it is in real time and me explaining my thought process in the moment. Camille versus Jace. So in this matchup, I've ran Electrocute, the new rune page we've been cooking up. Grasp doesn't feel that good versus Jace. You can only trade on him around your E-timer anyway. Conqueror feels good at Triforce, but quite bad before that. So I like Electrocute for the early lane. So we are going to go fishing for an E-start, proc Electrocute, and GG. Look at that, 78 extra damage just from runes, and we didn't have to stack Grasp on the wave either. And now we just chill. E cooldown and Electrocute cooldown, very, very similar. Same with our passive as well, it all kind of syncs up nicely. So you can imagine if we get 1 or 2 more of those Electrocute trades, lanes are done. And Jace always gets prior, so soon my wave will be in the Camille zone, and we can beat him up. I just gotta respect the level 2 so he doesn't hammer my head off. Now we respect. I'm going to ward this bush really shortly just so he can't take it over. Just in case he shoots me and walks into the bush, I want the minions to chase him. Like that. If he walked into the bush there, if he knew how, creeps would have chased him. Look at that. Probably a solo kill anyway. See, in 2 trades, 164 damage. I think it's just purely broken for early lane into range tops. Of course, it's easier to take in Conqueror. But we saw, I think it was yesterday or day before, I did the same thing versus Grasp Jace. Now we just chill, keep the wave nice and gentle here. One more hit for the electrocute. Oh no. That's fine. I don't want to Ian him there, even though I would proc a lick, because he'd beat me up in response. I don't have passive. You still want to trade around your passive. Good Camille habits. Proc electrocute there. And we got our cannon too. Nice. There I didn't need to wait for passive because I was so close to tower, right? Or if I eat him up there, away from tower, he could have really punished. I'm going to look for a trade shortly. Ah, my bad. Yeah, that's fine. I'll just space and grab my Sheen. Run all the way back so I don't get shock blasted. I mean, I could have stayed and played this out, actually. I will. He just wasted mana. Oh, shit. Not bad. I think I'm dead here, but my wave's in a nice spot. Run around in circles? Wow. Oh, just like Q2 as well? Okay, come on. We are actually just insane. That's another benefit of electrocute, is your mechanics just triple somehow. There's no way. If you get ganked, you always want to play alcove. Just do dollies. Just need to become a Formula 1 driver. So we want to take a trade now while the wave's still in the Camille zone. We don't want the wave in the center because we're not going to be able to use our E. I'm going to go now. There's EQQ and half HP. So look at our runes already. 541 damage just from the red tree. And then second, Shield Bash 200, but you know, you always take Shield Bash anyway. So mainly look at the electrocute benefits. 540. At 5 minutes into the game. It scales way worse than Conquer and Grasp. But it's so good for early lane and these range lane bullies. This is my new cook into range tops. Yeah, wave coming back. Oh, wait, you want to kill? Sorry. Okay, take the flash. Not bad, not bad. Oh, no way. The Viego trick. Alright, I'll just freeze then. He wants to play grubs. I don't think the Fury will go for it. Yeah. Okay, I like this guy. He has strong communication. I'll get level 6 and just walk down. So this is a common mistake people make. It's like, oh, we're playing for grubs, and they go unleash them. Just be ready for the fight. The way you play for grubs as a top laner is carrying the fight around it. I'm ready for the fight if I'm needed, but Jace is going to be late. So I don't feel like he needs me. But you can see my positioning. I'm ready in a moment's notice. But I'm not giving any XP or even farm. Sometimes I'll give the gold, but not the XP. But again, like we said before, I'm pretty sure Neferi wasn't there anyway, so. We might have even seen him cross on a ward, but I wasn't watching bottom at that time. Yeah. So we'll ward this bush for when Jace gets back. Pick our flower for our wife. I should have trimmed the wave a little bit more. I will actually. Still can. This wave's gonna turn onto me when that minion dies. I can pull it back up. Nice. My Viego's still topside, so I want to give him options, right? Just a no flash Jace. And I want to give myself option. Even if Viego bases, I've got the Camille zone here. Ready to rumble. Jace just ran bottom. That was smart by him. Okay, I'm just gonna push then. Jace no TP. That was really smart by Jace. If he came top, he just would have died. Okay, our map awareness is quite poor there. I should have pushed it earlier. That's a leg day debuff though. After a good leg day, actually after training legs, if you can still see your minimap, you didn't train hard enough. Let's see. I don't need a base. I have TP in 2 minutes and a fruit. So even though I have Phage, it's Phage, right? It doesn't really do a lot. I'm going to take 2 plates, tank a shock blast probably, but then go eat fruit. There we go. Yeah, I'm actually going to chill until Triforce. I'm really close to it, 500. Jace will be a little bit stronger than me on this timer. But I can just get some good electrocute trades against the wall, and we're chilling. Yeah, block the wave again. Now I need to be more aware. This guy's quite, like, good decision making. Oh, low. My electrocute. Look at that, half HP, one trade. He even buffered the E quite well. He dodged my W and buffered my E. Trade's still favorable. Of course I'm level 7 at this point. So here, right, this is the desync. E has about, like, a 5-second cooldown shorter at this point than electrocute. So I want to wait. Pull the wave up again. I don't mind if it hits tower a little bit. Oh shit, I'm coming. Ah. Oh shit, there was 3 here? Ah, I didn't realize there were 3. My bad. I thought it was just 2. Damn. I should have sat on the tower. They would have gone for a dive anyway, but I might have been able to trade 1 for 1, which would have got me Triforce. My bad. Oh, I was so happy with this Viego that I... like how he played early game. Compensated. Okay. That's a big mistake, because now I'm gonna... I mean, I still got TP, actually. It's not too bad. My Triforce base come back. If Fizz wasn't there, I can kill Jace, get double buffs. Yeah, it's fine. Echo got 4 mid plates. Yeah, I want to play for second Void Grubs. Let him know. Dragon is trash. Okay, I want these double buffs badly. No flash, double buff. Good shock blast by you, mate. Come on. No. No. Oh, I screwed that up. I really want these double buffs, to be honest. Mid gap's scary, just run. I have ulti in 4 on my Triforce. Do you have flash? No, you have ulti. He's just gonna ulti out. I don't want TP right here. Okay, he died. Okay, nice. Nice. Hold my hook for here. Don't give him a Q. We're not, get him? Not too bad. Maybe I could have killed that Fizz. Watch it back after. There I had the base in TP. Viego just didn't ulti out early enough. That's why he's getting pinged. I'm not going to fight that with a Phage. You saw how much damage I was doing with Try. Just one-shot everything. I will slow push this one. No, hard push. Hard push and dive. If I get one trade onto him. Nah, he's smart. He sees Viego. Come on, Q in. Electrocute. Oh, look at that. A little bit scared of the Fury though. Wanna dive? The Fury mid. I don't really like that. He has flash. He could outplay there. Oh. Wait for my ulti. I'm so far ahead of him, it's not worth me taking a risk and getting, like, you know, flash outplayed or something. Let the wave come back, and he can't farm. I mean, he can farm with Shocky, but... Where you at? Okay, guys. Our center really doesn't like Viego. He's doing fine. Yep, let's keep the wave here for a bit. Let's see, this game, Tabbies would be quite good. Solo AP Fizz. Alright, I'll go Tabbies. Yeah, I'll just grab them now, actually. I feel like a fight's gonna break out. If I go to this dragon, I drop top tower. I'll start walking. I'll commit if it looks good. We start moving, we go if it looks good. I just don't like it. Because I'm Camille. If I had TP, I would go. I just don't think I'm needed there. Yeah, I'll go back top. Okay. They didn't contest dragon, so they could be looking top, right? So I have to play accordingly. Give me a deep ward. That's why I like blue trinket. You can ward without leaving your lane at all. Damn. I hate when Artican goes bottom, because I wanna E off of the walls. That's a Camille debuff. I'm not gonna play too aggressive. Right now my jungler needs to eat all his camps. And everyone's just like switching around lanes. So it's a very passive game state. So I can't play too aggressive here. I have the red buff. That would be awesome. If there's any play mid I'm looking though, you can see. I'm always watching mid. TP in 5, okay. Nice, Jin. Where's the Fury, man? He's been gone for ages. Did they guy kick? Nice. How much damage we got from our runes? About 1100 per lane. It's not too bad. Some would say very good. Okay. And we just keep doing that. They're goldfish. 80 carries are goldfish, remember. You fog on them once, they see you on a ward, they get scared. But if you go back to top, they'll forget. Oh, if I got my Q buffer there, he would have died. Q into RQ, auto Q2. But good E buffer by him. I don't like the way he's playing. It's like he's got a homie in the back pocket. Dodge your ulti with that. Dodge that. I'll just dodge everything. Nice. Nice. Perfect. Even though I knew Nefuri was there, it's Nefuri Jace, you know, there's no CC. It's not like a Vi's gonna fly over the wall and ult me. So I felt pretty confident. I had flash as well. I felt very confident to play that out. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna go Rev Hydra this game. Just because I'm so far ahead. Even though this game it would be good to Rev Hydra skip, I'm so far ahead I can afford to. Rev Hydra, I mean, it's pretty standard on Camille, but when you're snowballing, it's great. Because it just helps you snowball more, right? You farm faster, you eat camps. And if you're ahead of the game curve, you'll still get your 3 items. When everyone else is like 2, 2.5. It doesn't feel as bad being like 2 item Camille with that's really squishy and one-shottable. I hate that I can't buffer that. Sometimes you can buffer it if the distance is quite short, but not if it's a long E. Where'd you go, mate? Echo is lane ganking for me. I really like that. He's got somebody with him. And I'll take the kill, even though you helped me. Oh. Alright. That champ has 500 dashes and untargetability and vulnerability. My bad. Damn. We shouldn't have played so aggressive on Herald timing. And we're eating Herald. It's not worth the 2-4 Jace. I should have backpinged it. I thought it was playable, but this champ's just too broken, to be honest. Like this, there's not normally I'd be like, it's champ diff, but that champ is just disgusting. I think if that's like a Lee Sin or a Jarvan or something, we're not getting double killed by it. Okay, let's see. Artican 1 minute, Dragon 30, so I need to be top. Echo has TP as well, but I'd rather be the one inside getting all the resources. And he can be down here. So my goal is to make somebody stuck under tier 2 and look for a TP play. Because I can't really take tower in front of anyone. Here's a bad time to eat golems, by the way. The reason for that, look at what my teammates are doing. When your teammates are pressuring the map, it's the worst time to farm your own camps. Because you need to be pressuring it as fast as you can. Damn, he beats me. Conquer again. on, Q in. Q in. Oh, smart guy. How close to Ravi am I? 700? If he had Grasp there, I'd beat him. Grasp stronger in lane worse in this situation. Conqueror's like the reverse. Ah, he could be cheesing me. There he is. Merely hammer, hammer form Q, please. Are we goms now? My teammates are chilling, half dead. That was a mistake there. I thought I could just beat the Jace outright. I think I didn't have ulti and flash, so with ulti it's easy. I can just dodge hammer Q. Okay, let's see. Dragon, Baron, 4 minutes. Yeah, that was a bad mistake. I needed to kill him base straight away. I'll be a bit greedy here, in case you find something. Yeah, I needed to kill him base straight away, but it wasn't a Q angle, so I shouldn't have even fought it. Should have been ready for the TP fight. Let's see. Okay. Next is Baron, so I'm going to go bottom here. I want to start looking for mid plays. I don't want to waste too much time with this Jace. I'm way more useful grouped up with my team. And fights are more winnable. I mean, I can kill the Jace now that I have ulti and flash. So I will if he disrespects, but I'm not going to like make it my life's mission to kill him. I'm going to make it my life's mission to kill Kai'Sa. I need the Echo there, I think. Jhin doesn't do damage. I can't solo kill her through Yuumi shit and barrier. Echo TP, Echo TP, Echo TP. Thank you. Yeah, can't kill her solo, but with Echo we can. Nice. Perfect. Always pre-plan stuff. I think it's the biggest difference between like challenger players and like master players, or that, you know, the average player. Pre-planning everything, like your lane trades, even that fight. You heard me say exactly what's going to happen before. I need Echo to kill her, so I was like, please TP trying to call him. If he didn't come, I would have just had to E away. Where if I didn't think about that, and I TP in, and Echo doesn't come, and I try to kill her, I think we lose that fight. We all get aced. Where you can see it's like a condition, right? I can only kill her with Echo, so if he didn't TP, I wouldn't have tried to kill her. Let's see, Baron in 2 minutes. I don't have TP now though, so going bottom's a little bit scary. But it's okay for my team to die on this timer. If this 1-4 Jhin dies right now, it's fine. Because we won't lose Baron. I'm gonna hover though, because Kai'Sa, I don't know, I don't like her body language. Feels like she wants to get ulted. Oh, the ultimate hunter actually. I was wondering why my ulti was still up. That's pretty funny. Nice. Oh no. New champ. Oh, it came out after me. Nice. We're ending? Oh, I'm 1 HP. You guys end. Actually, if he kills that thing... Jhin, you have 1 ability. There we go. Alright, we can end. Nice. You can see, the reason I committed to that, purely body language. Dragon and Herald fights are easy to see, because it's like a timer, right? Oh, shit. But mid lane fights, it's all about reading the body language of like both teams and seeing what's going to happen. If that Kai'Sa just played a little bit more like a sensitive young man or young lady, I wouldn't have gone for that. It's such a good example of electrocute. So you can see here, E, level 1, 2 auto attacks, run away. Look how much damage that is. That is just insane to me. So this matchup, you want to take a big level 1 trade with electrocute. If he fully respects, you can just use bushes and farm with W. But always go hunting for an E trade, right? And then respect is level 2, no matter what. So that's what I did here. And then you take your next E trade when it's in the Camille zone. Block the wave if you can. So we did get a gank here, I called for it. But even if he didn't come, let's say Viego didn't come here. Look at this lane state he's in. It's already over for him. He didn't play differently because Viego's here. You know, he still got hit by the E. In fact, he might have ran away because Viego was there. It's hard to say if he had a level 1 ward or not. But either way, the matchup's over from 2 electrocute trades. Now, he's Conqueror, not Grasp, so it might take 3 electrocute trades or whatever if he's got Grasp. But you can see the power of it for early lane into certain range tops. Now, here we can see I overstayed a little bit for Sheen. And then I was able to get the kill, and this was the game-winning play. So they would have just dove me if I let him push. So I E-flashed onto him, auto QQ, then W for the kill, and then a really common mistake people make is kiting back to tower. Use the alcove, use the 3 bushes. So here we're just doing doughies around the place. He's just chasing us like the dog he is. Flashes in there, just keep doing doughies, and then E him at the last second. That's why I didn't use Q. I wanted to save mana for E. We did get a lucky level up as well, but still nice play. And I had to quickly kick the dog's heads and these little dog things. I had to quickly take them out. But that was a game-winning play for sure. After that game was easy. Now, what's our main learning? Our main mistake? This stuff here. Never compensate. You could be playing with Canyon. You could be playing with some, you know, bronze guy that just got off his 10-hour shift who's just, you know, a few beers deep. It doesn't matter who your jungler is. You always move your camera and commit if it looks good. I committed because I like this Viego's gameplay. I didn't see the fizz, which is also bad awareness. Leg day debuff. But he's dead here. Just leave. Just play for my wave. I'm 300 off Triforce. Him dying doesn't affect me. Even though he got double buffs is a little bit annoying, it doesn't really affect me. So no compensating for jungle. And then I want to cover the game-winning play. Mid-game play. I'm watching this fight mid. Pre-planning my TP. Even heard me say, I cannot kill Kai'Sa if Echo's not here. So I'm checking, okay, Echo has TP as well. I'm willing to fight. If Echo's TP was on cooldown, I wouldn't TP here, by the way. I'd backping them. So you can see pre-planning. How can I solo kill this Kai'Sa through Yuumi? So I TP in, and I'm like, assist me, assist me, assist me. Come here, Echo. You can see the intention, right? If I was playing in a lower rank game, I probably wouldn't TP here, because I wouldn't trust the Echo. But, if he TP'd in, I would, even if it was a lower rank game, right? But you can see, I know if Echo didn't come here, I would just E away. Because I can't solo kill this Kai'Sa without him. You can see I did everything I could have. Echo even TP'd to the wrong spot. Like, he TP'd over to space. He messed it up really badly. But we still got her. Like, if he TP'd here, I think I live as well. But it doesn't matter, because he came.